And the main point that I'm trying to get across is the backstory thing. If you give the character a backstory, that can work immensely in my opinion, because if you give them a backstory and a reasoning why they're in Orlais, just because there's been hints for Dragon Age 3 being based in Orlais, and it seems to be the more likely case, especially with the third book as well. You can use the backstory to have their specialization. Say you had 6 different backstories, some were class specific and some were race specific. You could really mix and match the specializations. Like if your character, say, was a elven rogue, which is most likely going to be my class, you could restrict their specializations involving their backstory. They were part of the Dalish Elf, they were travelling. That could be a ranger, or even to some extent a bard, that could be used. You could, if you were a rogue elf, you could also have the assassin. Maybe they were part of the Antiban Crows, or maybe they were part of an assassin's guild. If you were a warrior and you chose to be a Templar, this is the one I've worked the most on because I think that would be really interesting. If you say you chose to be a human warrior and you chose your backstory to be Templar, that could be really good. It's like your backstory is that you were a Templar and you were there during the fall of the Suckles in Orlais. And you could be a Nuremberg or a veteran one, it would all depend on the circumstances. And in my opinion, if you were to work the backstories into the specializations, that could really work really well to the story. It would also allow for much more variety and the ability of how people would interact with you throughout the story, especially with your party members. Let's just say, like, we'll use the Seeker for example, because there's been hints at a Seeker being in your party in Dragon Age 3. Let's just say you were an elven mage and you were an apostate mage, and to survive you practice blood magic. The Seeker would react to you hostilely, and we'd be like, we have to get this task done, whatever the task is, but I saw you use blood magic. If I see that you're going to turn, I'm not going to hesitate to fucking kill you. Something along those lines would be really interesting in my opinion. Like, it would add a bit more of a dynamic to the story if your character's backstory dealt with their specialization. And that would add a lot more sense. Like, I would most likely play through as a rogue. Let's just say I chose to be a rogue bard. My character's backstory could be that he was raised as a bard from a young age. He'd been raised by a group of bards, travelling bards, and he got taught how to lie, cheat, steal, how to sing, how to play an instrument, how to be like a spy, of course. And his backstory is that maybe he came across some delicate information and that he had to basically run for his life. And he ended up in Val Ryu, where his life was still at threat, but he met a group of people and he maybe became a bit more important to the story. That really could add a lot to it, in my opinion. And that's what I think would be really good, if they added a backstory to deal with the specialization. Now, it is a really difficult task to say that. Like, it's really hard to do that in some way, shape or form. But if anyone can do it, I think it's David Geiger, who done the Dragon Age books and is the lead writer on Dragon Age. I think he could come up with some amazing backstories. I have some ideas myself, so if you want any of them, just ask. I may tell you some of them. But that's what I think would be really, really good, in my opinion, for Dragon Age 3 or any other Dragon Age game. Instead of going for a full-scale origin story, just a quick backstory that would deal with their specialization and why they are in the Orlais. Like, are they a traveller? Are they a native Orlesian? And that's where I want to get to it. And that's what I really think should be in the character creator. I'm also going to go back a wee bit to the voicing again, because I just came up with something out there. And if you're going to voice the characters in Dragon Age 3, like your main character talks, as I say, is get rid of the fucking dialogue wheel. Keep the symbols, I like the symbols, but get rid of the dialogue wheel and give us the full lines of text, exactly what our character's going to say, like it was in Dragon Age Origins, because I love that over the dialogue wheel and it's too Mass Effect for me. But that's, if the character's going to be voiced, it's really difficult to say. Like, I'm not too fussed. Like, a voice actress and a voice actor for each race is okay, but then you got to go with the backstory. Maybe they sound Orlesian and they sound a bit French, or maybe they are a Dalish elf and they've got my accent and they talk Scottish. I am fully here to voice a Dalish elf, by the way. So I'm not too fussed about that. Like, they can talk, and as long as I think if they have like an elf. The elven voice actor and actress shouldn't sound like the dwarven or the human voice actor or actress, in my opinion. You should be able to tell that it's an elven voice, in my opinion, or you should be able to tell it's a dwarf, or you should be able to tell if it's a human because of the way they talk. An elf is very it sounds like a bit of a Scottish accent with a mixture of maybe Welsh or Irish. And that's just what I think works best for it. Now, it is debatable. What about the backstory? What if they came for Orlais? Maybe they could sound Orlesian. That is difficult to say. Maybe they aren't a native Orlesian. Maybe they grew up in Ferelden and they ended up in Orlais after their family or some shit like that. It is debatable. So that's what I think should be the character creator in any future Dragon Age game is. Multi-race has to be that. Please, BioWare, go back to the multi-race because it works so much better, and its Dragon Age should be multi-race. The classes, backstory should mix in with specialization, or they just should go with specialization. I'm not too fussed of their voice as long as a different voice or voice actors for each race. So that's what I'd like to see. That is what I would like to see. I did ramble on a little bit. I hope you don't mind that. But, excuse me, I would love to know what you think down in the comment section down below. You can tweet me as well with your ideas. You can Facebook me. And you can PM me. And what I want to do, as I said at the start of the video, I'll reiterate it just in case, is I will read out as many of the comments as I can, or as many of the suggestions as I can, in another video called What the Clan Wants. And before you ask, my subscribers, I call them clans, so yeah. What the clan wants, i.e. what we would like to see in Dragon Age, the next Dragon Age game, and I will read out as many of them as I can. If you can do a video, tell me what you want, and depending on how many videos I'll get, I'll use wee clips from each video, edit it together, and link them to the link, of course, to the full video. I won't use your full video because I think your own ideas should be illustrated in your own video. And just tell me what you would like. Tell me and BioWare what you would like to see in the character creator in future Dragon Age games. Are you the same as me, or do you have your own ideas? Just let me know in the comment section down below, and I will read out as many of them as I possibly can in another video. You have my word on that, I will do that. So I think I'll end this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. That's basically what I would like to see for the character creator in Dragon Age 3 or any future Dragon Age game. And I think that's all I've got to say on the factor. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my ideas as much as I enjoyed saying them. And of course, I really do appreciate it. Thank you for watching. And if you want to keep up with all my videos, there's a button up there that I think is called the subscribe button, and you can subscribe and join the clan. And I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know your ideas please down in the comment section down below. You can contact me on Twitter at ScottishW92 if you have any questions, video requests, or your ideas for Dragon Age 3's character creator. Or you can PM me, or you can go to my Facebook page, which is linked in the description down below. But as always, I'm Scottish Warrior 92, and I'll see you all later. Ciao for now. Mwah.